So I have a couple of favorite movies, and it usually surprises people, but I love Braveheart. I've probably seen that 30 times, probably 20 of it in the theater when it was out. But my other favorite, all-time favorite, is To Kill a Mockingbird. I probably saw that for the first time as a young adult, and it's just, it's a moving story. It's a very moving story. And for the first time ever, I just today finished reading the book. I'd never read the book, but I did read it. And you know what it reminded me of? So I have a very interesting background or, upbringing or whatever. My mother was born in North Carolina, a very Southern mom. She had her colored woman, as she called her, who cleaned and, did cooking and all that sort of stuff. And she was amazing, according to my grandmother, as long as she stayed in her place. My grandfather, my mother's father, was, I believe, one of the first in his family, a long, long history of tobacco farmers who went to college. And he became a postmaster of their little town. So they got to move into the city, which was a big deal. That was a very big deal. And it was just, amazing. And I would go there a lot and visit, especially over the summer, and stay there. So I got to know the upbringing. Now, my dad was born in Germany, born in 1923. And immigrated with his parents to the United States and became a citizen and actually fought in the army for World War II. So very, very different. A mother who grew up in the Deep South and a father who was born in Germany and grew up in New York. So very interesting. But it gave me a flavor of things, both overseas in Germany, because my dad's mother, my grandmother on that side was Swiss, and the Deep South. And it just really made me appreciate the raising, the training, and the teaching that my parents gave me. They taught me education was valuable. They raised me as a Christian. I became personally a Christian when I was older, and they raised me to respect all people, irregardless of race, all that stuff. So it just, when I read through To Kill a Mockingbird, it was hard to read some of the parts, the words, the attitudes. It was hard to digest that, but I am aware of it. I was aware of it as a young girl, going out to my grandfather's farm, my great-grandfather's farm. So anyway, but I encourage people to watch that movie, read the book. It was a time that was a difficult time. I don't know how else to put it. But it was a time that needs to be remembered and not returned to. I know a lot of Black people would say that we're still living in those times, and I think in some ways there are those attitudes, yes. Attitudes need to be given up on both sides, on all sides. But I encourage you to read the book. It's an amazing piece of literature. Difficult, but amazing. And my favorite part is when the Reverend says, "Stand up, children, your father's passing." So when you read it or see the movie, you'll understand why.